the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Mr. Gayton McKenzie, the Premier of Gauteng Province, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi, the MEC for Education and Sport, Arts and Culture and Recreation in Gauteng, Mr. Matume Chilwani, the MEC for Sport, Arts, Culture and Recreation in the Eastern Cape, Ms. Sibule Lengongo, CSA President, Mr. Rian Richards, CSA Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Misaji, Chairperson of the Board, Ms. Palma Poshe, Proteas main management and players, our esteemed colleagues from the media. Saturday afternoon marked a defining moment in South African cricket history. Our Proteas became the ICC World Test Champions. This is more than a victory. It's a story of perseverance, a story of a team that rose through adversity, defied the odds, and showed the world that South African grit truly means. From relentless fast bowling to fearless batting, every player gave it their all, for the badge, for the fans, and for our beautiful nation. This triumph belongs to many, especially to those who believed when it was toughest to believe. Congratulations, Proteas. You've made us truly, truly proud. Champions at last. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the homecoming press conference of the ICC World Test Champions for 2025, the Proteas men. Leading our panel this afternoon, we have Minister McKenzie. Thank you, Minister, for making time to be with us and celebrate this momentous occasion. We have Captain Fantastic himself, Themba Bavuma. Must I start that song, Themba? Then we have the coach among coaches, Coach Shukri, and our very own Director of National Teams and High Performance, Enoch Nkwe. I'd like to just ask Lucy to be on standby and ask the Minister to just say a few words before we start with the official press conference. Yes, from them.
You know, all protocol observed. That's the thing I enjoy the most about government. I always saw people saying that, all protocol observed. Now I'm also the one saying all protocol observed. Let me start by saying that to Cricket SA, you guys have taken a lot of bullets, a lot of stones thrown your side. You kept on keeping on. And on behalf of the government of national unity, I want to start with you, the board, the management, the exec, the CEO, everyone. Thank you for believing in your strategy. I remember when Enoch was telling me, Minister, you're going to win this thing. He was telling me 5 times like I don't believe him. The 5th time, I'm like, it's all right. I want to then move and just thank the coach. You know, Shukri, Mr. Conrad, I say this, we have the best cricket coach in the whole world in Shukri. We believe in you. And will never make you go. You will remain here. You are imprisoned in this position. You know, what can I say? Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for helping to steer this ship. And then, you know, when you win, people forget what they said about you when you were not winning. There was a lot of unfair criticism against our captain. He was criticized by a person that don't even know the game of cricket. They used to write stuff, but what I like, they started deleting those tweets so fast, faster than our fastest bowler. And I want to say to you, Themba, this country is truly rich because you are a citizen of this country. You are a fantastic captain. I saw a 4-year-old white boy today singing that song with your name. And I looked at that and I realized that This is who we are, South Africa. That boy was singing out of his chest. And that's what the media should concentrate on, not people talking about kill the word nonsense, farmer rubbish. You have united our country. To the team, as I said to the president earlier, you have no idea, you actually saved me. Because I tell you how you saved me. I'm one of the worst golfers in this country. And I was supposed to play golf. And I said to my staff, I'm going to watch cricket. I'm sorry. We were the EPSA Super Sports shootout. And they're like, no, Minister, you must just come and tee off. I'm like, no, I can't leave this TV. Selfishly, I knew I had my selfish reasons why, but I couldn't leave the TV. I watched, I was glued to the screen. And you must not underestimate what you've achieved. You've achieved on the field, you've achieved off the field. What you've done for South Africa, you represent who we are and who we aspire to be. You are true champions. And I love the fact that you are young. And for me, it's like some of you, if you're honest, you saw these guys playing when you're still in school. And you never thought you'd come and beat them. And somebody was saying to my friend from Australia, said, no, South Africans are so respectful. I said, why? He said, because they didn't want to beat their uncles. I said, no, this is sport. And then in conclusion, I just want to say to you, on behalf of the president of the country, who has told me that to extend a personal invite, that he would like to have dinner with yourself, and President Ramaphosa and the cabinet that he leads, we are truly proud. And I'm glad there's people from other provinces here, all provinces, because the MEC will tell you, if you are only from Gauteng, Premier Panyaza would not have made us forget that you are all from Gauteng. So I want to thank the people that is not from Gauteng, Chilwari. And Coach, I have no words. Thank you. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you have helped. The president said something so profound. He said, I said, what do you think of this win? He said, there's something about this team that is different. I said, what is it? He said, this team knew they're going to win this thing. They believed it in their heart that we are going to win this thing. And the coach make them play for the badge, which is South Africa. And for that, your name shall forever be remembered, no matter who says what. And I want to apologize on behalf of every dumb critic in South Africa that used to go for Temba. I'm now releasing them because they can't praise him because they spoke a lot of shit about him. So, Temba, I want to apologize on behalf of everyone that spoke nonsense about you. We have always believed in you. You are, there's only one Temba. I mean, you just that guy, man. And you make us very, very, very proud. And you guys, the cricket writers, you must see. You must give people a chance to show you who they are. This is in the history of cricket. We've never had such a great cricket captain. Respectful to the others, we love them. But this is the greatest cricket captain South Africa has ever had. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Now I'd like to invite Lucy to come through and lead us in the Q&A.
Lucy!
I was a bit nervous about the height of this podium, but it's good to go. Great. To the members of the media, we will look to take one question at a time. Please do indicate by raising your hand if you would like to ask a question. And please also do indicate who the question is for. Go ahead, Nathan.
Nathan Kokela here. Bagakeche Itemba Yakwalanga. After all that has been said and done, what would you like to be remembered as or for?
Well, I think that's a big question. I think as from a team's perspective, in terms of the legacy that we'd like to leave behind. We'd like to be the start of a team that encourages and inspires other teams to start winning trophies. It's something that the guys who've been wearing the Proteas badge for a while that we speak about. Is what connects us. So we hope that this can be the start of a lot more of these trophies. But I think we know as a team as well, as much as we've achieved what we've achieved in the 18 to 24 months, it's not a big legacy as of yet. We'll speak again in 2 to 3 years' time. But I think that's probably the biggest thing, that we want to start a culture of winning trophies for the country.
Great. Tennis?
Shukri, this is for you. Congratulations. I was just wondering, how could you guys, as the Proteas, and maybe to Enoch as well, CSA, use this win as a way for South African Test cricket to protect Test cricket and enhance it and make sure it stays a top format in South Africa?
You did say Enoch as well. Firstly, thanks, Dennis. I think the big thing, and firstly, what it shows, and you can only look at the guys sitting in front here, this still remains the best format for them. It's the format that they hold the dearest. And the big spin-offs for me is that you've got a strong test team that plays regularly, that performs as well as we have, then the spin-offs are major for the other formats. We know T20 is the most popular, and it's the one that brings in the money. But you'll have good T20 teams on the back of good test teams, because your best players remain your best players, whether they play T20 or test cricket. That's been proven. So we're very hopeful that going forward, it remains the pinnacle of the sport. I think we've seen people fall in love with test cricket again. I've never seen so many people watch test cricket. I've never seen so many people in the airport before. And that's not on the back of a T20 anything. That's on the back of a test team being as successful as we are. So with that being said, I think Enoch might be able to tell us a little bit more.
Enoch?
No, thank you. I think Coach Shukes, has touched on quite a key elements. One of the things I would add to Coach Shukri is this restores, a lot of faith, a lot of belief in South African cricket. We always look at this format as a foundation, like Coach Shukri has said, as a foundation to key fundamentals and to other formats, and obviously the growth of cricket, not only in South Africa, but globally. And what's encouraging now is that this is going to motivate a 15-year-old, 11-year-old, a 19-year-old who's about to graduate from high school going into senior cricket. And now they're going to look at this completely different compared to how they looked at it before. Like you say, there's a lot of T20 cricket. But again, this is going to be really, really encouraging and motivating. And we're going to ensure, obviously, from behind the scenes that we continue to build these building blocks through this format. And thanks to the players, most importantly, and obviously the support staff, and well led by Temba. I've known Temba for some time, and never had any doubt in his leadership. And in that process, I also worked with Coach Shukri. Again, no doubt. And I'm just so happy for them being able to lead us, to this point. I don't want to get emotional, but this is huge for South African cricket and the impact that it will have for generations to come. And I also want to thank, obviously, the members' council, the board, the executive, the staff. There's been, this, like the minister said, we've taken a lot of punches, but one thing we never bend our backs or broken our backs. We just make sure that we stand strong and really believe in what we can achieve as a cricketing ecosystem. And today we're here to celebrate, and there it is. We brought it to all South Africans. So
Thanks, Enoch. We're going to go Myron, then Ongama.
My question's for Temba. Temba, I know it's been a long travel back home, but can you reflect on what you saw as you walked through that airport. You've come back many a time with the Proteas team. You're richly supported by South Africans at Lords. Can you reflect on that support, but also the cheers and the well wishes that you walked into at OR Tambo, and a function like this here at CSA as well?
Thanks. Yeah, it was quite overwhelming. Like Shuk says, I haven't seen a lot of people like that before. Quite different to the last time we came back from the World Cup 2023. A lot more happier faces this time. But I think for us as players, at least for myself, you don't really realize what you've done. But to start to interact with people back home, to see the emotion, to hear the things that they are saying, really gives you a proper insight into what we've done. So I think we're proud, obviously, as a team that we've been able to achieve something like this. But we're even more happier and prouder that we've made our people proud. And I think the biggest thing, you look at our team, you look at the guys at the helm, we've done it the proper South African way. And I think that's something that I think is unique to this group, is that we've embraced everything that means to be South African.
Ongama?
This one is for Shuks, Coach Shuks over here.
Okay.
Yes, Coach Shuks. Obviously, there was a lot of talk leading into this final that about the big three and the fact that we had an easier way to the final. Now that we've been in Australia, the team that's ranked number 1 according to the ICC, what does it say about us in terms of where we rate in the pecking order?
Yeah, so like I told the one reporter there when he asked a similar question that I was tired of talking about that. This was pre the test match. I don't think we ever felt that there is a big three. We only in their own minds is there a big three. We've never felt that there's a big three. We might not have played England or Australia in the build-up to the final, but we managed to play Australia in the final, and we wouldn't have wanted it any other way. We always feel that we belong at the main table. Any South African team should never be. We never even felt that we were underdogs in any. It's never a conversation that happened in any of our team talks. Everybody dubbed Australia as the huge favourites, probably on the back of the experience more than anything else. But to answer your question, Gama, we're one of the main cricket teams in the world, and like I said, also we've created our own reality. We're the number 1. We're the Test champions now. So I feel absolutely nothing about the top 3. I don't believe that there is a top 3. They create their own realities, and unfortunately, none of it is a champion. We are. So.
It's going to be Kate, then Kanisha.
Testing. Temba, hi. Congratulations and welcome back. In the past, we've faced captains who've attributed their success to certain teachers, parents, and sometimes even their kids. Who do you personally owe this to, do you believe?
I've got a good, strong support system around me. It'd be hard for me to single out one specific person outside of my family. I think everything that I've done, the opportunities, the life that I have, I owe it to them. And as much as us as a team, we achieved something like this, we had the opportunity to share that moment with our families there. So I think for me, there's nothing bigger than that. To see them there, to see the joy in their eyes. For me, there's nothing bigger than that.
Thank you. Kanisha?
Can you hear me now? Here we are. Temba and Enoch, firstly, congratulations. Firstly, to Enoch. The ECB CEO, Richard Gold, has now hinted that from the next cycle onwards, there's a possibility of them now playing a 5-match test series against another opposition. Do you feel that this particular result is as a result of that, considering that they felt that the World Test Championship doesn't matter as much to them as compared to the Ashes and the series that they play against England? And for Temba, impumelelo enje isamyalezo njani kumlando osakhasayo onsundu othi ndifuna ithatha iqakama libeke phambili?
All right, thanks for the question. Look, what other countries think, plan, do, is completely out of our control. We really focus on what's at hand for us. And in terms of the next cycle, we currently negotiating with other boards around the world, obviously to try and get in as much Test cricket as possible. So yeah, like Coach Shukri has said, it's something that is completely out of our control. We can't say much about what ECB or Australia or the big three say about world cricket and that. But if we get asked in terms of how do we contribute towards that in impacting world cricket, we'll stand up and have our say. But as things stands, we're negotiating strongly, to have more Test cricket, and hopefully everything can fall into place that we can actually play a minimum of test, three-match test series, moving into post 2027. So yeah.
Can you, Susan Kolel? I'm going to answer this question in English. Because I haven't loaded my bundles yet. I think in terms of what we've achieved, I think it speaks to all budding cricketers out there. Actually, not cricketers, individuals within South Africa. I think us as a team, we have our story. It hasn't been a simple and easy one. We've come through a lot, but we've managed to get to where we are. So similar to them, in their quest, in their journey for what they want to achieve, as long as they keep having that passion and keep pushing, that they can also achieve what people think is the unachievable.
We're just going to take one in the back and then Benjamin.
Okay, Kwena from Newsroom Africa. Temba, I know it's something that US players never really want to admit, but the chokers tag has been there, and I'm sure it's something that you carried heavily. And you even did say that you were heckled by some of the Australian players, you and Aiden. How does it feel to finally shake that tag off of chokers?
Yeah, I think as much as the Australians, they were saying it in the field, but I don't think in the group it's ever something we made it our own thing. We've been confident enough that we've been playing good cricket. We've been getting ourselves into positions where we can be in finals. And I think like anything, you got to just keep going. You got to keep being relentless in that pursuit. And there was always that belief that at some point, the harder we knock on that door is going to open. So we don't believe that it was our tag or label to carry. Yes, there's a responsibility that you always have when you wear the Proteas badge. But I don't think anyone here can sit and say, no, we're not chokers. It was never a thing of ours. We never spoke about it in our team meetings. So nothing is different from that point of view, at least.
Benjamin, then Ken.
Two. Thanks, Lucy. Good afternoon, Coach and everyone, Minister. Shukri, can you please take us into your dressing room? Coach Ashwell spoke about how you controlled the emotions at the end of day 3, and we were certainly very excited here, feeling like it's done and dusted, right? Going into day 4. But when you realized, I'll take us into the dressing room at that moment when you realized that it's happening. It's 15 runs, it's 10 runs to go. What was the conversation inside there? What was happening?
I'm going to take you back to the evening of day 3. And firstly, I'm going to disappoint you because we don't talk a lot. We actually don't say anything. I think people are looking for like silver bullets flying all over the show. Unfortunately, you're not going to get it here because we don't spend a hell of a lot of time talking. At the end of day 3, all I said to the guys was, This is the game right here. Let's make sure that we don't change anything. I can't say what else I'd say. But basically it was whatever you did the night before, do it again. And we just rock up here and we do our thing, and whatever it is, it will be good enough. And that was the end of the conversation. So, and even the next day, I know Stubbo is quite a superstitious guy. I never knew that. I mean, I couldn't get up to go to the toilet at any stage because he kept blocking my way. You know, I had to stay put in the corner there. But look, I think everybody went through their own bit of emotions. You sit there and, I mean, you portray this really calm figure, but you're churning inside, you know, because you're playing all these scenarios that potentially can go wrong, because things have gone wrong before. But I mean, whilst that broad bat of Aiden Markram was still out there, then I pretty knew that we had this. So not a hell of a lot, actually. Everybody deals with it in their own way. I know it was very quiet. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, we don't talk a hell of a lot. They're a team of action rather than words.
Thanks, Ken.
Congratulations, guys, and thanks very much for ending 33 years of pain with your victory. Shukri, if I can just take you back, and I know you've seen a lot of that 33 years of pain as well. To what you said maybe the day before, the day you've just spoken about, when the guys had a 74-run first innings deficit. There were things that happened that, in previous World Cups, you just knew that those things would have gone against South Africa. Like there was a straight drive by Aiden, which Temba was out of his ground at the non-striker's end. And, previously the bowler would have got a finger on that, or David Bedingham when he hit it to short leg and it bounced just before the boot, things like that. So after that first innings, when you were behind, what did you tell the team then?
Not a hell of a lot. I think we knew we were behind. But again, the hallmark of this team is the ability to stand up and different guys to stand up when the occasion demands. I spoke of Aiden's broad bat. He doesn't like me to refer to him as a superstar. The good thing is that he made the news for all the right reasons this time. But when you need your Rolls Royce to come purring down the street, then he does that. And I'm talking about Kagiso Rabada now. There was no talk, took the new ball. They were 70 for 7. But even before then, I mean, a 9-over spell, I'd never seen Lungi bowl as much as that in his life, let alone in one spell. But that spell of Lungi pretty much turned the test match in our favor. The world's best batsman, he stood between us chasing 280 and maybe 380. And Lung's spell, again, on the back of criticism and all of these things, Minister, you talk of, our guys just know when to stand up, Ken. And this is the hallmark of this team. Different guys do it when as required, everybody. And, I mean, we won comfortably in the end. And again, this is not me being blindgat or arrogant. I still don't think we've played as well as we can play. I mean, Aiden's probably played his best test knock. I don't think South Africa has seen a better test innings. KG, Plank, all of these, I can name the guys that have performed in this test match. But there's so much else sitting in this change room, and that it like scares me. And it excites me at the same time as to where we can go with this group. And yeah, I really look forward to that next couple of years.
Yeah, Maskepe from Power FM. First to Enoch. I mean, you've been here for quite some time. I'm interested to know what the change has been in your view that maybe led to to where we are today? Is it coaching? Is it strategy? Is it the changes that maybe have been done in the background? And then to Temba, what now becomes the driving force? Because before it keeps on being mentioned, the criticism, the questions, you guys not being able to get over the line. But when you are champions like this, what then now becomes the driving force as you try to retain this position?
Yeah, look, there's been a whole lot being thrown into our cricketing strategy. We've spoken about the 5-year cricket strategy, to 2027, and when we sat, as with Coach Shuk's 2 years ago, to plan the way forward. Also, Coach Rob was still there as well. In terms of the split structure, we did discuss in terms of how we're going to go about it, how we need to prioritize, different formats at different times. But at the core of it, it was always number one priority was always going to be Test cricket. That is one format that we all agree that we're going to make sure that is consistent. We make sure all the players, our best available players, are playing in that format, as we believe it's our number one format. And with an understanding that year by year we'll have different ICC events, and how do we obviously make sure that we manage players accordingly, and we give ourselves the best chance in every ICC event that comes along, that we can actually win. And I mean, there's so many elements. There's the entire cricketing ecosystem that we needed to work together to align on the actual cricket strategy, because ultimately it all comes down to the Proteas, producing the winning Proteas for our business. The Proteas win, we're all successful in a cricketing ecosystem. We all do well, and so it all comes down to the actual cricketing strategy. And inside of all of that, there's going to be changes, whether players get dropped, whether coaches drop along the way, bring in new coaches. There's been a lot that actually went into this work, and it is something that we'll continue doing. And backing Coach Shukri obviously to lead us, and Temba as well, and make sure that we continue to build the support structures that is needed for us as a cricketing ecosystem to be very, very successful. So we obviously for now we just want to celebrate and really enjoy what we've achieved as a Proteas team, as Cricket South Africa, as an entire cricketing ecosystem, and then we're gonna have to obviously go back to the drawing board and re-strategize in terms of what it looks like over the next 2.5 years.
If you just repeat that second question.
I mean, what becomes the driving force now? Because, in the past, even when you went to competitions, and I would think you don't even get to read too much on social media, but the criticism has been there. And I'm thinking you guys, even when you played, it was always to get over the line, to get that first one. It's here. Then what now becomes the drive?
I think like Enoch said, I think for now it's more for us to acknowledge and embrace what we have done, to take it all in, to understand as players the role that we played to get us to this point, and really just live in that moment for a little bit longer. Then I think, the beauty about international cricket is that there's always something else that's awaiting. So once we get over ourselves, all our emotions, then it will be what's the next thing. There's obviously the Zim tour that obviously leads into the start of the new test cycle. So we'll be setting our eyes for what it is that we want to achieve over there. But there's always something that we always are working towards. Like I said, it's a legacy that we're trying to put together as a team. The legacy is not done now after 18, 24 months. But for now, it's for us to enjoy what the moment has brought us.
No.
Congratulations, Coach, and also to the management. My question would be with regards to the successful side now, you being successful with the team. Going forward, the importance of domestic cricket to sustain the momentum that you have with the side. And obviously, it's only 14 games in the next cycle that have been announced at the moment. How important to ensure that this momentum is carried forward by ensuring that there's more players that are going to be coming through, being prepared to sustain the next test cycle.
Yeah, I think it's vitally important. We obviously know what the tours program is for us for the next cycle. So nothing to be said on that. But domestically, we must make sure that we're constantly challenging our players to get as close to what international levels are required. We sent an A side to the West Indies a couple of weeks ago. They were hugely successful. We've got a couple of A tours this year, one inbound and one to India as well, just before our series in India. So a lot happening in, let's call it the level between international cricket and domestic, i.e. the A side. But we definitely need to be playing a lot more first-class cricket domestically, and in that way ensure that we get hardened first-class cricketers that can step up into the international scene a lot easier.
Okay, thank you. My name is Timothy Maranda from Metro FM at SABC. My question goes to the minister. I see our national teams have been doing very well since you came into these positions. And I see your biceps are becoming even bigger by lifting the trophies. It was the Springbok, now the Proteas have done it. Bafana and 20-match unbeaten run. The under-17 recently won the AFCON. How do you build up on this momentum of building a winning culture as a nation? And also, will you say we are a sporting nation?
Right. I tell you a story. Went to Menenberg. I went to pick up my old friend in Menenberg, and we went to the waterfront in Cape Town. And people start stopping me saying, "Minister, since you are the minister, we're winning." And I kept on saying, no, I got nothing to do with it. I think the fourth person that said that, I said, no, I got nothing to do with it. My friend said, "Ja, jy is maar lekker dom. As hulle môre verloor, gaan hulle vir jou fokke bly vat, nobody prize." Which means take the prize, because when they lose tomorrow, so since then I don't know how to answer it. But on a more serious note, we have the best rugby team in the country, in South Africa. We have the best cricket team, is from South Africa. We have the best surfing team from South Africa. We have the strongest man in the world is a South African. The strongest woman in the world is a South African. We have the fastest under-20 sprinter, it's a South African. We have the fastest relay team, they're South Africans. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. What do you mean, are we a sporting nation? No, we are not a sporting nation. We are the greatest sporting nation on earth, no doubt. And, for me, and I like to listen to people like Eswell Prince and them were always like the heroes in our community. People will talk about Eswell Prince, they will talk about, but now you hear people mentioning 10 people in this team. KG, like you have kids mentioning everybody in the team. And you cannot fail after this. I mean, I don't know who still talk about chokers. I even forget that. You cannot, what we've seen here, and if people are honest, they didn't give this team a chance. You could see the writing leading up to that. But this team, as I said, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And it's no longer Temba. It's now Lord Temba. You must put respect to his name. Don't just say Temba here, say Lord Temba. And if you doubt, here's the proof right here. So I just want to say to the execs, the CEO, all of you, we fought with you many times. And I'm one person that we pointed out stuff we don't like as government, and you always said you want to fix this. The next stop is the World Cup. Chandler was asking me, what do I think about us hosting the World Cup? I said, stop saying we are hosting the World Cup. We are hosting and we are winning. We are winning the World Cup. It's coming to South Africa. And this, I want to say to Cricket SA, to all the players, from the bottom of my heart, you have made your country very proud. And we love you to bits, man. Thank you.
Great. We're going to start taking the last round of questions. And then in front.
Thank you, Lucy. This one is for Lord Temba. Temba, with Coach Shukri having been appointed as the white ball coach as well now, just before the final, just how much more confidence do you guys have in him? I know you're probably going to say you've always had confidence in Coach Shukri, but how much more does it now inspire you to have confidence in him now that he's led you to this maze?
We want to carry on with the momentum that we've gained. I think we're obviously quite optimistic as to what can also happen within that space. We see no reason as to why we can't emulate what we've done here within the white ball space. You look at the guys here, a majority of those guys, you'll probably see them within those white ball teams. So, yeah, it's more optimistic than everything. We had a little conversation about it a couple of days ago, Shukri, in terms of the white ball space, and his mind is always ticking as to what is the next thing that's coming about. So keeps me on my toes, keeps everyone on their toes. It makes you know that there's always some sort of work that you need to do. So I think, yeah, we can expect good things to happen within those spaces as well.
Cool. Going to go in front, then Kaniso, then Nathan, then one in the back.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Tumi here from SAFM. Coach Shukri, just wanted to ask you, with you saying that you don't really say much to your players, how would you describe your coaching style? And what is it that you think works from you as a coach in terms of getting the best out of this crop of players, despite what they're going through individually, as most of them are criticized or whatever personal issues they have?
I think it's and it's almost cliche, you try and get them to be the best person that they are, both off the field and on the field, because I think the one affects the other. And if they can be their authentic selves off the field, then there's no reason why they're not going to be that on the field. And we try and encourage that. We understand that different players are going to bring different things. And we want, for far too long, I feel that we've been too, I've got to choose my words carefully here now. We haven't seen and embraced our country's, what's the word? Yeah, the landscape. And also, everybody brings something different, and as a coaching staff, that's pretty much what we set out to do, is to allow players to play like they can play, and to try and create that environment. And then with that comes the belief. We are really trying to instill in them that belief that, and it's not necessarily in a team environment. It can just be a quiet conversation. I think this victory will give us a lot of belief. Right? It's not really how it looks. It's like just getting the job done. We've also got a poker group in the team, and it's not about the cards that you get dealt, it's how you play those cards, and sometimes you get the most rubbish cards, but you got to find a way, and that's something that we just get on with it. We try and find a way. We don't see obstacles, we see opportunities, and we get behind each other. So that's pretty much the philosophy. Nothing too deep, because that's another saying. Ashes brought that on board, that it's not that deep, we just get on with it. And these guys are, you lose them after 5 minutes if you had to have a meeting that goes on longer than that. yeah, they're just a willing and able bunch, and I want to acknowledge the senior guys as well. You know, obviously we talk of Lord Temba, but then there's Prince Makram and Prince Rabada and Maharaj and Ngidi, all the senior guys that have been for over the years, and they pull us in the right direction. And we try and create leaders as we go along the way as well.
And you, sir?
Thank you very much, Lucy. Another 2-4 question, one for Shukri, one for the minister. Shukri, as a person who knows the nooks and crannies of first-class cricket, you would have seen that the 4 teams that have played in the World Test Championship finals are the teams that have actually given first-class cricket the most love. How important does it become now for a return to a double round of 4-day cricket so that the guys who are probably knocking on the door get enough of an opportunity to get red ball experience, even though there are white ball challenges that are necessary? And then for the minister, are you able to just update us on terms of what are the grassroots paths that are being taken by the Department of Sports in conjunction with DBE to ensure that grassroots cricket also gets the love it deserves, because kids need to grow with the game in the similar manner with other sports?
Yeah, I'll answer quickly because mine will be one word. I answered earlier. Sorry, I did answer that question earlier. I don't know if you were out for a leak or something. But no asked the question, and I did say that, yeah, we need to play a lot more first-class cricket. So I respectfully pass to the mayor. Not the mayor, what do you know? Minister. Just like you, so many things.
He's now the best coach in the world. That's devoting me to the mayor. You see that? That's also mense for you. You see? Who's the best poker guy? Tonio. Who's the best?
You're looking at
the poker because you're cheating. You know, there's something uncomfortable that people don't want to talk about, which your question is necessitating me to answer. It's so easy to say, where's the black players? Where's the black this? That is very easy. Everybody can do that. But the question that we as South Africans need to understand, you can't have equal outcomes in any sport if there's not equal participation at grassroots. We are very fortunate that this team represents our country. A black kid looks at this team and he sees himself. A white kid look at this team. An Indian kid look at this team, including a colored kid, because representation does matter. Anybody that tells you representation doesn't matter does not understand the history of this country. The history of this country, it seems like what we see here, that shows us how far we have come as a nation, where I saw videos, I could see Temba was irritated as hell with the song already, and the team, whenever they play, they'll start singing the song. And I think, like you say, like, yeah, not again. And for me, that is who we are, South Africa. That is who we are as South Africa. We are the children of Nelson Mandela. We are not genocide or kill the Boer things. Those are not our things. Those are the things of our enemies. This is who we are. And I had a discussion with the president and with the board of cricket. And as I said to you, Temba's from Langa, but there's many kids in Langa that wants to be a Temba, but to be a Temba, you need certain equipment and certain breaks in life. And it is our duty now as government first, and for me is to lead that, to make sure that a kid that loves cricket, we should put a bat in his hand. If his mother is struggling to put food on the table, she would not go and buy him a bat. We have a duty, and this one goes far than on the field. It goes off the field. It speaks that we can do stuff right in South Africa. We can come back from whatever they call us, chokers or all the funny names the funny people called us. They rose above the occasion. Trust me when I tell you that what we've seen is the beginning of greatness of this team. The coach said it himself. He said, it's not arrogance, it's knowing your players. He said, this team, for us, amateurs, not amateur cricket players, because the media is going to say, Mackenzie says he's an amateur cricketer. No, the closest I came to a cricket bet was beating somebody during a fight in my head at school. But the coach said, this team, he knows them. They were playing at 80% maybe. So we're going to see 100% from them. And if they're already winning at 80%, Australia, stay away. England, stay away. And I just lastly have to say something that was mentioned here. We quite frankly don't give a damn what other countries are saying. You know, they can say what they like. These are the champions. Show us your mace. Thank you.
Don't say it.
Hey, don't take it to Afrikaans. Yeah. They mustn't take it to Afrikaans. Asseblief, hier, wat ek nou gesê. Die Afrikaanse words is a problem. That was in English. That is only in English, what I said.
Thanks. We're going to go Nathan, then one in the back.
Minister, protocol observed. Minister, two-time back-to-back champions. The Springboks came back, obviously, with the World Cup. And prior to the final, I don't know if you know it, but they met up with Shukri and his management, and obviously they came back with the trophy. Now for the Bafana, can they perhaps organize a meet-up for the Proteas and for the Springboks to meet up with Hugo Bruce and the Bafana before AFCON?
I'm going to tell you there's a whole part of our lunch and secret meetings. I'm part of that whole plan, brainchild. I want to say to you that Bafana has gone 20 games without the loss. If you know Bafana, this moer groot. I can tell you, definitely Shukri is now elevated to the Rassi level. Because now I'm going to say Shukri like I do with Rassi. Rassi gaat praat, dan sê Shukri, aan praat, die ding van min woorde, gaat klaar raak as ek hom stuur. So yeah, I can tell you our sport is really, I mean, from Driekus being the champion fighter in the world, Driekus, Du Plessis, cricket, rugby, and when we travel as government, I must tell you, with other ministers, we always talk about our sporting teams. And I can't wait to meet the minister in England. I can't wait to meet the Indian minister. I'll tell you something funny. I got an invite by the Indian government. And I said to my team, I don't think I can make it. The first person I called after the win was my office. I'm like, I'm going to be there. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll follow your advice.
Great, just in the back there.
Good afternoon, Naledi Apane. This one question is for Temba. First of all, congratulations to the entire team. Temba, in the last 2 years, you have suffered, from hamstring injuries. The first one being from the test cycle, second one from the World Cup in India, the semifinals, and then now around this most important, crucial final with just 6 runs on the scoreboard. What thoughts were going through your mind when you suffered this injury in such a big match and South Africa needing as many runs as we needed?
First thing I thought about was, oh no, not again. I think that time situation of the game was quite a key one. Betting with Aiden out there, so any thoughts of not continuing wasn't going to be entertained on my side. I went against the advice of the coach and the batting coach, but I think, at the end, with the right type of support, it was the right decision. I've had my fair share of injuries. I'm not 25 anymore. I am closer to probably the end, so I think it's just for me to accept. I probably go to the gym a lot more than I did as a youngster. But I think I just need to continue with that. But yeah, seems like that's part of my story or journey at the moment. I don't think this one is going to keep me out for too long. But yeah, I think it's just part and parcel of being a sportsman, right? You go through the criticism, you go through these issues with your injuries and your bodies. But the thing is, you gotta wake up the next day, and then find a way to keep going forward. So, I think no different to how I've done things. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna enjoy this moment, but probably come Monday, I'll probably start writing my way how I want to go about things going forward.
Great. We're taking the last two questions. It's going to be Benjamin and then one in front. And then just for the rest of the media, we will have an opportunity for one-on-one media opportunities. But we will give it about 5-10 minutes for everyone to get in place and for the guys to, of course, grab a snack as well. So, Benjamin, over to you.
Thank you. Minister, you probably expected this one. Are you going to be reaching into those pockets?
Look at the poker cheat. You know, they say, raise your mace. I can tell you, I've never been so happy because we were looking, the way we win as South Africans. I swear, if we were going to give everybody bonuses, the country will be bankrupt. But on a serious note, I was so happy when the president said, we must invite the team. And that means it's now above Panyaza. It's now above me. And it's above Batume. Because now when you go see the president for lunch or dinner, I'll be like, President, you will make the announcement of the bonus from you. Né? So I moved that because my bonus is still, I can hold it in my wallet. The president's one come with a briefcase. It's bigger. And I can say to you, surely we owe this team a great debt of gratitude. And we have to do something for them as government. And not only for them, because we've been winning. For all the other winning teams, Day one is just recent, and they're going to the big boss, and they'll not leave empty-handed there if I can have my way. And we'll have a poker game immediately after they got a bonus. Thank you.
Great. Kate, to wrap us up.
Oh, it is on. Enoch, this one's for you. You sort of touched about the changes and what you guys have made over the last 22 months or so, 2 years or so. So when looking from the outside, it looks like the trial of not having convener of selectors is working. I mean, Shukri has delivered a title, not having to answer to anybody about his selections, yes, apart from maybe consulting his captain. So why then the change, and what perhaps do we not see that is not working from your side? Sorry.
Very, very good question. Yeah, look.
Need something stronger than water.
Very strong. Yeah, look. This current structure was an interim structure. It was a structure that obviously we needed to try out and see how it works out. And yes, I mean we've achieved quite a lot of things. And obviously, moving forward into the next cycle, especially leading up to 2027, it was important for us, obviously, to look at how best do we actually, put a stronger support structure for the coach, to allow the coach really to be able to focus on the performance of the team and not to be distracted, because it's going to be a very, very important journey to 2027. If you look at the content already, for this year, it's heavy, and we really need Coach Shukri to be able to be in his best pace and really zoning in on the team moving forward within obviously the team performance strategy. So yeah, we had to look at how best do we support him, and hence obviously the structure. We're looking to bring back the structure to try and maximize Yeah. Why?
Great. On that note, that concludes this press conference. Thank you very much, Enoch, Temba, Minister Mackenzie, as well as Shukri. I do ask that you please just stay seated. We just want to capture a photo. For everyone else, there is lunch, and then please just reach out to myself and Kirsty for the one-on-ones with the players. Thank you very much, everyone.
Lekker Lucy. And that's, I want to talk to you, man.
No, you don't.
Talk.